What's up guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the best JDM cars that I could find at the auctions during August 2020. Alright, so diving straight into it, we've got this beautiful Toyota Supra. It is an RZS, meaning it is the twin turbo variant. This car looks to be 100% stock standard. It's a 1998, it has 19,000 kilometers, which is absolutely nothing. 3.5 grade, which means it's just above average. D exterior, C interior. D meaning it could use a little bit of work with regards to touch-ups and whatnot. If you take a look at this sheet here, I think perhaps I should do a how to decipher an auction sheet video sometime. You guys let me know in the comment section. But just taking a look at this auction sheet, you can see A1. A is a scratch. 1 to 3. 1 being light, 2 medium, 3 a large scratch. W is like a wavy paintwork, so it's more severe. It's like medium type issues on this one. B is something bent or pressed in, so it's almost like a dent basically, but something's been pushed in. You'll usually find a U on. Here is a U. U2, that's a dent, medium sized dent. A3, that means there's a large scratch on the back. But looking at the car, it's sold for a very good amount of money. $35,000 US is not cheap. Stock wheels, stock exhaust system from what I can see. Unfortunately there's no interior pictures, but it is what it is. It looks to be stock. Now looking at these are superb. They are value for money like you can't believe. It's a Subaru Impreza Type 3, or version 3 rather, WRX STI. This particular one sold for a mere $2,500 US, $2,400. High mileage, so be it, you can rebuild. I mean, okay, this particular one doesn't have an inspection, meaning you go into this external lot. If it switches on, then you're lucky. If not, you're going to take a gamble on this car. And the car went on auction. There was no real inspection. Now, a lot of people that sell their cars in Japan might not go through the inspection process because they feel that they might be wasting their money paying for an inspection, or they know that there's something severely wrong with it and they rather just take a chance and just say the car has no inspection. Here's some pictures, see what the offer is, and then obviously they'll put a reserve down. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this one because it doesn't have a full-on auction sheet, but it's sold for nothing, which is cool. Right, now here is a better one. This is the two-door variant, also a WRX STI, or Type R STI in particular. It sold 14,000. It's also a high miler, 203,000. This car is graded as a 3.5. Like I said, it was above average. C exterior, C interior, meaning it is just average. It'll have just the right amount rather, of dents and scratches and paint issues, paint fade, etc. for its year and for the mileage. And for what it is, I think it's a great car. For 14,000, it might be a little bit on the pricey side, but it is a Type R. It is the two-door version. It looks to be in stock form. I'm just going to double check that exhaust. I think that's a modified exhaust. It looks just a little bit too big to be on this car. However, the wheels are stock standard. The decals or the livery is stock. The wing is stock. The tint is stock. Now these cars had tint on the rear windows, only the fronts didn't have tint. The steering wheel is not stock. The seats are stock. And it's got a boost gauge on it. Seats got wear and tear, the steering wheel's got wear and tear. I mean, it's an old car. It comes with a free battery. I saw an issue. What is glowing on the dash there? Oh, it's just petrol. Okay, so these cars get shipped, which is normal. They get shipped with like little to no petrol. And both my RX-7s actually got stuck at the port when they arrived, coming off the ship, and both of them ran out of fuel. But I mean, they are hungry buggers. They literally just run them completely dry, whatever's in the reserve, or actually less. Oh yes, I found this Nissan Silvia S15. Now I think it's just an Autec body kit. I don't think it was actually one of the official Autec S15s, but I think they just kind of label it. Now R means that the car was a rebuild, something was rebuilt in the car or modified. So it could be body panels, etc. In this case it's body panels. B exterior, B interior means that it is really good. If you look at this auction sheet, it's got some minor scratches on it. AU, so that is a scratch and a dent. Okay. 104,000 kilometers. It's still fresh. It's got decent mileage. I cannot read Japanese, so I'm assuming that the last real service was done in 2012 at 55,000 kilometers. I don't know, but it's neat. It's got a bride, or however you want to call it, brid seat, stock carpets, and it's got some big gauges here, 3 big gauges, nice aftermarket steering wheel, nice deep dish feel, original key, which is always great. Weird little trim on the door handle area. I don't know if that really goes with the rest of the car, but it is what it is. I don't know what you call these lights. I generally just call them Lexus lights because the IS200 used to have these. Could have done with some spacers on the wheels, and probably just throw on the original wing that came with the Type R. Spec R. Either way, it's a Silvia, and I'll put it on the top of my list. It sold for $11,500 US, and it is a later model, the 2002. It got discontinued in 2002. Just some interest there. Oof, yes. This V-spec R33 sold for $28,000 US. It's an R, so there's something that's been repaired or rebuilt or modified bumpers. In this case, it looks like everything is fairly stock with regards to bumpers and whatnot. So something has been repaired, and I don't know what. It's C grading. It's got the issues here. So there's X's on there, and that means that it's a modified something. Is the front end different? I don't know. I'm actually not entirely sure, but it's got some horrific tint in the back. I mean, that needs to be sorted out. It's got some random stickers on it. I'd actually love to know what these stickers have said. It looks like an aftermarket exhaust. It's definitely not the stock exhaust because it did come with like these little twin pipes, but generally when you put an aftermarket exhaust, it's like a big cannon. That's a weird one. He's got additional cigarette lighters here because one wasn't enough. He's got a GPS unit, nav possibly, or maybe he was watching movies, who knows. I don't know what this white thing is. He's got the stock steering wheel, which is a good sign. He's got the stock gear knob, stock leather boots. That's always a good one. I can't tell if that's the standard key, but the keychain says Japan Cup. Cup of what? Oof, that tint. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't know what the story is, yeah. Good price though. I mean, if you're in for the 433 and you want to fix her up, this could be the one. Oh, it's already sold, but you know what I mean. It's probably gone to the States. Boom! 1989 R32 GTR. So this is like the first ones that came out, obviously, because it came out in 89. 22,000 US dollars at a sold for 23,000 US dollars. It's a average spec, so it's 3 and it's DD, which means the interior and exterior is not so great and it requires some sort of repairs. I mean, from just looking at these little photos, first of all, the car is stock. This is why I chose it earlier. It's got stock wheels and it's got stock exhaust. This is probably why it demanded some decent money regardless of having the crappy spec. It's got fog lamps on it, which is unusual. But it's got the stock front bumper, stock rear, stock steering wheel, albeit screwed. You can have that recovered, I guess. This one's actually got some fuel in the tank. And it's a big fuel tank, so that's actually a decent amount of fuel. That looks like just under half a tank. Good money. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I see what they mean. Look, it's a lot of money for a car like this, a car being that old. However, there's potential, and almost every single one of them get modded anyway. Moving on. I actually didn't open this. I opened this by mistake. I mean, $21,000 for this thing. It's a 1994, so it's the last of the 32s. Again, it's average spec. There's no exterior rating. I wonder why. Because I think this is Midnight Purple 3 or a copy of. He's got that N1 lip in the back. He's got a weird exhaust. It's like big and then really small. Strange. Fitment is tight. I mean, that's sitting super low. Those look like 18s or 19s. Weird carpets, Nismo carpets apparently with plating. He's got a roll cage in the car. Missing the leather boot here. Strange gear knob. I don't know what that is. There's a huge gauge, deep dish Nardi. I think it's a Nardi. He's got cup holders. He's missing a piece here where the what do you call it? Windscreen wiper flaps are. He's painted this all gold. The fuck? No. He's destroyed the seats just to get the roll cage in. He's painted the ignition thing gold. Like why? And it is an Audi steering wheel. I was right. Torn seats. Makes me sad. Makes me sad seeing these prices, knowing how little I paid for my R32 and how good the condition is. Mine came with 79,000 kilometers. My interior is super clean. There's a tiny little bubble on the dashboard. My interior is neat. I'm the one who's gone up and cocked the exterior by dinging the front. I mean, I just scraped the paint. I modified the engine bay the way I felt should be modified, and I thrown plastic lip on the car. It is what it is. Anyway, each their own, I guess. Maybe this dude really loved it, and oh, he did the wiper delete. I hate the wiper delete, but that's just me. I have no idea what this says. I really wish I could read Japanese, and I just don't have the time to learn. Mitsuoka Viewt. Alright, you guys are probably looking at this, and if you have not seen this car before, you're probably thinking, what is that? Did it come from a late 80s, early 90s Batman movie? No, it did not. This car, funny enough, is actually an S13. So this is essentially an S13 chassis. They all came in automatics, every single one of these. And a company called Mitsuoka in Japan basically built these cars and sold them as their own brand. So let's jump right into the interior picture. You recognize it? That's an S13. Automatic. That's a Momo steering wheel of some sorts that's been debadged, and I don't know, it's pretty crappy interior. It's got a 3.5, so it's above average BP. It's good for what it is, but I don't know. I'd dig one of these just to cruise around and like nobody knows what it is. Everybody will think, oh, you're driving a car from the 50s. No, you're driving a car from 1996. It's pretty cool though, I dig it. It's got horns in the front and wheel on the side, and it's cool. It's all pretty cheap as well, 6.9. I mean, you could probably get like a 180 SX S13. Not that you could import it into South Africa, but you could get an S13 for probably like $1,500 US an order, maybe less. Anyway, that's the Mitsuoka. And then this poor sad looking Skyline. Let's start with the least sad pictures. There's a tree growing inside. Look at that. Okay. So this is actually a GTR. R32 GTR. I think it's a Momo wheel. It's got the NOS buttons and all that shit. Yeah, it's like super rusted brake disc, and then we've got this beautiful front end. RB26, and that's pretty much all that's worthwhile in this car. Maybe the gearbox too. Definitely the gearbox. Although it is a little bit glassy. Shame. This looks like a really horrible accident. I'd love to know what actually happened here. I'm pretty sure the driver walked away without an issue. Car probably smashed something in the front and then spun out, or someone crashed into him in the back, then he spun out, hit the front. But I mean, if you were in the market for a few spares here and there, maybe doors, side mirrors, dashboard's been pretty much gutted out. Gearbox and engine, it's worth more than that, in the 4,000 US dollars. That's why I thought I'd bring it up. And then we got a chaser, because everybody loves a white chaser. 16,238 US dollars. It's 148,000 kilometers, above average. BC, B being really good exterior, C being average interior. There's no interior pics, unfortunately. It's got a massive wing on the back, and it's got an intercooler in the front. Visible front mount intercooler. Looks like a small one, but it is there. It's got a sunroof and a little PB exhaust. It's a chaser. Chasers are cool. Look at this. Clean as a whistle. Okay, there's a large scratch there, but it is clean. The wheels have got some issues. The rest is negligible. That's why they gave it a B grading. And then, my friends, we run into a couple of rotaries here. This one being a Type R, sold 14,700 US dollars in 1996. So this is pre-changes. So this would be the old style ECU. The rat's nest hadn't been sorted. The twin turbos didn't have uprated wheels. There were quite a few things that these didn't have that the 97s and up had. But at the end of the day, when I say everybody, most people just rip out the twin turbo system, go with single turbo, and make life easier. That being said, mine's still not running great. This one does look super cool. Obviously this front bumper didn't belong to this particular model, but it is on the car and it looks great. It would need a bit of a drop to actually suit the car. Wheels are strange. Nice exhaust, really nice exhaust on that car, love it. Steering wheel, I don't know, it's like a copy of a Momo maybe. The shape is there, maybe just the horn got changed, who knows. It's got the cherry blossom carpets. I've got this in the black RX-7, I've got this in the silver RX-7. Neat, love it. This one, RB bathhouse, sold 14,000 US dollars again. It had a RB rating, and an RB meant that it was rebuilt really well with aftermarket parts. So this bumper and probably the wing that didn't belong into this car, belong on the car rather. Here, XX, that means that it's been changed or replaced with something else. So here, XX, there's the wing, it means that it's been replaced. If you didn't know that, you learned something tonight. Huge cup holder, and that's you know, that drink, the Gallo 24, that fits in there. That's the one. That's the cup holder you need for it. Another Momo. This is a Momo race wheel. This is what I have in the R32 GTR. I love this wheel. It's old, and it's mine. That's why I love it. I don't know what to say. It's an FD. It's got a big double-din radio. It's got a nice rounded gear knob thingy, and it's yellow. Adam LZ would appreciate this. This one. 26 or 27,000 US dollars. It's above average CB. He's got work wheels on it. He's got a Rocket Bunny kit, and that's why I open it, because it's got a Rocket Bunny kit on it. Now, I'm not particularly a fan of the Rocket Bunny, and it took me a while to grow onto the Veil side. Now, the Veil side I absolutely adore now. Not because of Han and all that Fast and Furious shit, but because I don't have one, and I want one now. The Rocket Bunny kit, I don't know. A lot of people like it. I don't think it's for me, but it's cool, and it sold for 27,000 US dollars almost. I don't know what steering wheel this is. It's got a double din. It's got a weird gear shifter. It sort of looks like it's got sort of some hydraulic system on it. Defi gauge, and there's some more pics of it, and a blurry interior pic from another strange angle. I don't know. I wouldn't spend that much money on something like that. Another Subaru. I don't know why I opened so many Subarus, but this one sold for 4,000 US dollars and had 60,000 on the clock. Again, no inspection. Don't know if it's running. Head gaskets are probably blown. It's got a whole host of gauges. I don't know why this was done. It could have been pushed up around the side here. Yes, I'm talking from experience. I have done this before because I had 3-4 of these GC8s. The electronic toll collection system fell down. The double-sided tape didn't hold on. It's got a Momo steering wheel, and then it's got 3 other gauges. I think these are Defi white face gauges because there is a controller over here. Don't know what type of radio this is, but I see an HKS EVC 2 or 3. Could be a 3. I think it's actually a 4. And that is not Defi. I stand to be corrected, but that looks like it could be some sort of airflow controller. And that is just an old school Subaru radio with a tape deck thing. And it's got red seatbelt and some fish on the back. I don't know, it looks like dried fish to me. The last car, and that is, I don't know if we're saving the best for last, but this is the Mazda AZ-1 key car. Don't know how you pronounce it. 8,876 US dollars, a 1994 spec. Again, I'm coming up with all of these. It's a 3.5 rating, and it's a CC, so it's just average all around. Something's been changed in the front here. I don't know what. I'm not too familiar with these cars. It could be this front end, big gaping hole there. I don't know. Possibly an aftermarket steering wheel. I don't know these cars very well. I know they are super cool, and there's a flare. And I actually have 2 of these flares in my garage. I was thinking about lighting them up, but they'll probably blow my hand off. They can just sit there. How cool is that? So the radios and the controls don't sit horizontally, they go vertically on this. I like it. I would love one of these because it's super rare. I say super a lot, but it's super rare. And it says Autozam on the back. I'd love one. Anyway, that is it for the video. I know there were no Mitsubishi Evos or GTOs, but I just didn't want to cramp too much into one. I'm going to do one of these every month at month end. Get that out there. You guys can take a look. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about the cars. Which one was your favorite? Be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me. It really helps out the channel. And I will see you all in the next one. Peace.